Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome back to the Lavender Glade, where in the last episode we worked on this batch of craziness over here. And since we are currently in a 5 days left drought, we don't know if this actually is going to work. So we've got a little bit more work to do over here. But the main thing I want to work on this episode is to get our different areas connected with zip lines. Now we should have more than enough materials to do this. A zipline station only takes some metal blocks, some planks, and some logs, so we should be able to do this fairly easily. But I want to kind of create a bit of a network. So let's say we put that guy there. Then if we put one, I kind of want one like down in here. Can we make those two connect? Nope, too far. But if we put in a, can we reach this? Now, if we connect this one to this one and then to there, perfect. All right, and then I want to get one that's pretty close to where all of our industry is, but I would like one a little bit closer. This one would kind of give us like the village vibe. So we might, let's see here. If we take it over this direction, we can still reach there. I think that's a good spot. That gets us connected to the kind of like the village and industrial area all in one. And then we've got one here that will be for this industrial area. Now we need to come across the river and get one into somewhere here, I think. Maybe we put it, do we have a staircase there? No. Maybe we just put it like right here. Why don't we get started too? We'll go at 2 times so that the beavers can work on the things that they've already been working on. All right. I think that one's going to be too far to connect to. Oh, it does. Okay. Awesome. Awesome sauce. Okay. And then we need to get up into this industrial area. We could put one here by the thermal generator. It does, though, block out the ability to use that point. So maybe we take out that instead and put this guy in. All right, is that going to be tall enough to go? I think it will be. It's going to be tall enough to go over that guy. And then if we connect this one to that one, very good, very nice. We probably want one up here, and then I think we want one up more towards the village. Now, here's our problem. We only have one more connection point at this point. I am going to be brutal here. And we are going to put in a double right here. Now, this is a case where I really wish that there was a way to put these like back to back and have them be one station. And I know there's a mod for that. I just have not looked at it. We're gonna go this way, and we're gonna put one up here. I don't know if we're going to be able to reach, but we are going to try. Let's go to this one. And then I also want one up here in the village. We are going to run into a problem though. I think that this particular tower is going to be too much for it. So we're maybe up here. We could get away with 2 if we created another step to another layer to the staircase. So let's see here. If we come across like that, we're gonna need to do double here, and then a single there, and then we do that and that. The only thing is going to be this is not going to be one that is going to be a circular loop, so you can't start at one point and go all the way around the system, unfortunately. We could link from there to there and do it. And then I'm thinking we want to come and have one over here. Did we not get a quick side tangent here? We need the next windmill up in there. And then let's pull the path back to the next one. Okay, cool. All right. So theoretically, we could bring one to here and then continue that back around that way. But that leaves us no option for expansion to this structure, if we so inclined, because we'd have to... Let's see if we connect this one to this one, right? Then if we... we're gonna need a... From this one is what we're looking. How far can we get? Somewhere like right in there. Be nice if we could get it to there, but that's not happening. Let's go ahead and... Do we want to use a levee or do we want to use a platform? Let's use a levee. We don't need it necessarily, but I think it should be a... There we go. And then let's connect to this one. Add a connection to there. And then I think we're probably going to need another connection. This path here. Actually could connect up underneath of here, but that's going to block the power access. We couldn't build anything else there, so I think it needs to come to here. Maybe right there, because that's our main path into there. So let's go ahead and boosh. And let's see here. Does that add a connection? It does. Sweet. And then our next add a connection. Ooh, we just barely make that. Holy cats. Okay, that is wicked. We got it. We got the whole entire system all connected. Now, can I connect this one to this one so we have like a localized, but this gets us a connection system. It would be kind of nice to have one over here, wouldn't it? We'd have to take something out in order for that to work. I suppose this guy could come out, but would it? All right, if we ixnay that guy, because we've got this big storage over here, and we put that in, are we going to be able to reach that? Because the observatory's in the way, I think. All right, disconnect. That. And then connect that one. Yep. Observatory's in the way. Okay, that's kind of what I thought. So we'll connect it back to that. Let's see here. Could we, whoopsies. Well, that's weird. I've never noticed that before. The dust from the coming through the bottom of the world. That's pretty crazy. I'm like, we could put it over here, but then it kind of like it's gonna get blocked by these things as well. So I don't really think there's a good spot for that over here. So we're just gonna leave that connection like that. How are we doing on all the things? We're a little low on metal blocks. I'm trying to think. We might be able to create a secondary localized. We don't ever use these pumps. Maybe we move these guys over and have two right next to each other. It's totally going to screw up the system that is currently running really well, but let's see if we can't make it a little bit more efficient, right? So if we take I feel bad because it's built now, and so it's gonna throw somebody on the ground. All right, if we connect this one to that one, and then which one is connecting to? We need it to go to that one. So this one to there. And then this one to there. Then that gives us a localized, so you can get from this area. Oh no, who's stranded? Where is he? Oh my. I thought we had Unsuckify on here. All right. So let's, I'm gonna make this like a little bit difficult for... You know what? I didn't actually have to do that. I could have just... Nope, I still need to do that. We're just gonna do that. We will high prioritize that, get them to build that so he can get down. It'll last for a moment. Okay, so we've got our main all the way around, completely connected system. And then we've got a localized from here to here to here. This one I think we're okay with. We might do a little localized over in here. So like from here to here. This area is much smaller with less elevation than it is from this well-being area to this area. Because this area up here doesn't have any well-being water things close to it. Which we could still do. We were talking about doing that back here. And we might very well still do that. But yeah. Okay. So the metal situation. We already have 2 smelters running. We are overproducing compared to our power level. Explosives is full right now. I'm going to shut down one explosives factory. All right, so that means those 2 metal workers can get going now. I am going to, because we seem to be running low on metal pretty much all of the time lately, we are going to go ahead and throw in another one. We'll connect up that. Can we come straight through here? We can. And we will connect this path over to here, which would take us to this one as well. Okay. I think that actually is... Did that dude get off the roof? He did. So we can get rid of that now and put the path back. Boosh, boosh. Okay. Very good. Very nice. Very good. Very nice. All right. How are we doing over here? Oh, we got the terraforming done, except for underneath of the suspension bridge. So we need to fill that in now. We have 0.5 days until our drought ends. This has run out of water. We will be looking at this again. Someone told me that it's not a throttling valve we need. It's a fill valve. And then I need to set it so that it fills this to whatever height I want. So we will take a peek at that. Can I attach this fill valve to that sensor? Yes, I can. All right. Because we're actually, once we've got water coming in here again, I will go ahead and change that out. I think also a fill valve would allow me to fill, because let's see. We're going down under 1 and then coming back up. So we should be able to set it to the correct level. And there we go. Drought has ended. We're gonna leave everything closed for a minute. Make sure that we don't create a problem by draining all of our stuff. Why do we have no water coming through? It just takes so dang long for the water to come over here. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, look at there. We got that one up there running. It's the metal blocks, isn't it? I think it's this one. Let's pop priority on that one so that our almost complete system. Oh, I guess it doesn't really matter because this one is the one that... And we'll give this one secondary priority. I find it funny that it did that one first, but I guess we placed that one first, so that would make sense. I'm really surprised this one went through there. I would have thought that was a little bit too close. Oh, hey! Our power system is very slowly doing its thing. Not great. Not great. So maybe we do need to narrow this up. Oh yeah, no, not great. Not great at all. So yeah, maybe we do need to... I didn't really pay attention. Did it... If it flooded or anything like that? Wowzers, were just... There we go. Alrighty. So this... That is not great. That is really not great at all. We're narrowed to 2 here and 3 here. we do this, is that going to completely and utterly kill off? I'm going to do it. If we realize that it doesn't work, we can always implode it back out, I guess. We'll waste some of the explosives we've built. We've got plenty of them. But let's see. It's making a little bit of a difference. All right, so it looks like we might top out at right around 70-ish. Yeah, not quite 70. All right, but that's 1400 power that we didn't have before. So these ones are at 134, but they're a single channel. So maybe we should have just made this a single channel. Ugh. Yeah, 67, 68. Well, okay. It's all right. We're gonna need to connect this power in somewhere. Where would be the best way to do this? If we come along here and then over like this, that blocks that staircase. We could take out one of these and... oh, that one's connected to the power there. So it would have to come down, implode through underneath of there. All right, let's do boosh. All right. And then we are going to come across like this. And then we are going to power. We are going to bring our power... let's we want to double here. Bum, 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 bum. All right, so right now this is running at 2400. Oh. All right, we need to delete this guy. Yes, please. We want a fill valve. Which, I don't know, but to me it looks like a sluice. Just saying. Just saying. I think we're actually going to have to go underground. And we are going to... do we want to remove it or just say unlimited? There we go. We're just going to say unlimited just in case. Just in case. And we're waiting on some... nope, we have metal blocks. We're waiting on planks. Are we low on plank? Oh my gosh. Yes, yes, we are. That's crazy. How can we be so low on planks? All right, let's go ahead and... boosh. Boosh. Power. We need a vertical and a vertical. Then we can go ahead and come across like that. And we need one more vertical. Like thus. And then we are going to put in we need a 3. Boosh. Very good, very nice. Very good, very nice. All right. We also are going to, while we are over here working on this area, we are going to make ourselves a little more space. So let's do that. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. I almost feel like we should have made this like over here and made it a station. We might change that still. We might change that still. All right, and then we are going to put our lovely, lovely thing back. Okay. Let's go ahead and fix this path now. There we go. And we are going to throw in another plank. Boosh. Very good, very nice. Very good, very nice. We still need to get up here. We made such a nice, neat little space there that oh no. Oh no, no, no. Can we, oh my God. We've flooded everything. We have flooded everything. All right. We have made such a lovely little space right here that would be perfect to get from this industrial spot to this industrial spot. And then we don't need that. I'm gonna strand somebody again. Let's wait until night and then I'll... Oh, there's beaver on there. I don't want them to end up in the bad water. All right, go home, go to bed. All beavers should be in bed. Okay. They'll be able to stop there. There's nobody on the sections here. The pylon we don't want. Yes, I know. We made this pylon. Okay. And then let's fast track that. All right, they should be able to build all of this from this because they can build down and they also can build one up. So all of that should be good. All right, let's get back to it. Peru it. Having to take the long way around. And all their houses are flooded. So let's go back underground and shut the water we go. Holy cats, is that still like super high though? The herd. Did you all see the herd of beavers that came out? Oh, that's hilarious. Oh my god, I love it. Maybe that's what our thumbnail should be for this week. The herd. Oh, that guy gets on. Okay, so let's figure out. Let's figure out, that's depth sensor 4. Can we do this without being connected to the depth sensor? That is a target height of 6'5". The only way we're gonna get this to work is if we look at that without. Okay. I can't. There we go. Okay, so what level is... That is the level that we are... looking at 1.3. Because theoretically that fountain doesn't need that much water to work. So that's the same level. So that's 1.45. 1.7 it says is the target height. I don't think we need that much water in there. We're gonna put it there. And then if we go down one more, seems about right. Wow, that's weird. If you look at that, look, that little valve and the sensor, the block, actually stick up more than the terrain does. That's kind of crazy. But that does show us. So we're going to flip that to unlimited and see what it does. Do we flood everything again, or does it... We kind of flooded everything over here when this guy stopped. All right. So the other thing we need to look at then is this guy needs to be tied to this sensor, so that it only works when it's temperate. All right, so automate. We are going to do the temperate station. Is that filling? Eight. I can't tell. Doesn't look like it. I'm so confused about all this 8-7 that's going down. All right, so it looks like we need to set a target for when it... None. Okay. So that is our target height, 1.45. If we attach this to the temperate station... Is this changing height? No. I do not understand this. Okay, so off. It is currently on. There. We want it to be the 1.45, right? When it's off, our target height will be 0. That'll mean it won't let anything through, I think. How's 8-4? Okay. I think that's what we needed, but I'm not 100% certain. So we'll just have to keep an eye on that with the next cycle. What is going on here? Why aren't we... Can't get all the required materials. Planks. Planks are our downfall right now. We are going to go ahead and pause you so you'll stop using up the planks faster than we can make them. I suppose we could quick throw in a... that. If they do that, then that will power this guy, and then we'll have 3 working. Seems like kind of a waste, but hey, it's only a couple logs. There we go. That gets that guy working, so we now are producing planks again. This guy, how many? We are full up on treated plank storage, so that's not a problem. These guys require planks though, and they are using them up. It looks to me like we need another hauling post. I never did check to make sure that all of this was okay over here. Yes, yes, we are good. That is filling. Very good, very nice. Very good, very nice. All right, looks like we got all of our zipline stations done. That's pretty cool. I mean, it's a little hard to see in the nighttime light, but to see all those little beavers zipping along. And it does make it a lot easier for them to get around. So that should help with our well-being. They're getting to things quicker. We do have 5 injured, which are causing a bit of a taint to our problem. Why does this say we've got a red sheltered thing? We don't have any people without beds. We don't have any open beds either, which means we probably should open a few more up. All right, but the next things we need to work on are some of the well-being items, but I think we're going to save that for the next episode, and we're going to start running through some of this stuff. In order to make that a kind of like viable thing, we have a couple of items we need to add to our collection. Are we waiting on something down here? Is that what we're... Yes, we're waiting on planks. Which seems strange because they're like right... Let's pop priority on that. Let's pop priority on all of this. So that we can just get that taken care of. Yeah, we're using up planks faster than we can make them is part of our problem here. So we might need to move these guys so that we can add some more plank factories in. How are we doing power-wise? That hasn't been connected yet. Or has it? There we go. Yes, it is fully connected now. Okay. Wonderful. But these guys are going to have to move so that we can add some more plankers in there. We can carve out some more space here quite easily, but we need to do that. I'm going to move this metal that's over in here so that we can get that complete. So let's go ahead and put a flag here. All right, another thing we need to look at is over here. I want to get some of these storages underground, which means we need a little bit more space here. So if we go ahead and we take out... Yes, I think that that gives us enough. Yes. Okay. Very good, very nice. Now, the only thing is, do we want to... I'm gonna already... No, I don't, because I don't know what I'm clicked on. Oh, path. That's what I meant to... In the idea that eventually this is going to turn into a building that we will want to be able to come around, I'm going to leave that space on the end empty. And then if we bring... Is it this one I need? Yes. We bring that across there. Right? We would be able to get away with some of the regular tiles in here then. But how do we want to do this? We could have that be a continuation of the wall there and there. I don't know what all of this is going to look like, so I have no clue. Maybe we just end up with a bunch of like tiered storage on this back wall. So maybe we take and we use the overhangs. Do we want to come all the way from this corner? And then if we put a... I wish there was a metal platform. Just a single. To make that kind of look like... We do the same thing along the back. Boosh. 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 Now we should be able to do another set of how do we want to do this? If we do another set of platforms, they're gonna have so if we just did another reason why I don't want to use like a levee or something like that along there is I want to be able to run a path along there so that we can get into the storage. So then if we take and we run that along there, yes, every other floor is going to look somewhat different. We'll have a full spaced out, and then we'll have a... Holy cow, those windmills are loud. And then we'll have a row that just has a support column. Considering we're running low on planks is probably a silly thing to be working on. Oh! But I want to tidy up this area a little bit. And this is the way we're going to do that. All right. And then that will give us leave to run another set of storages. And then we can put another... Right? Now, we should be able to... Gosh, we started another project just at the end of time. Yes! Now, we can come across the top of these guys. Right? Man, I really wish I had ladders, because I would run ladders right up the middle of there. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna knock priority on all of this down. Because it's not really... Oh my gosh, they've already got that built. The beavers are too quick sometimes. We need to figure out how to get into these now is the operative thing. Bum, 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 bum. We kind of have made it almost impossible if we're gonna carry through with this, with the idea of this being a building. Because the plan was to go ahead and put a wall here. My idea was a bunch of levees to make this look like a wall on both sides. So along here, up from there, also completely enclosing all of this. So I'm thinking what we're probably gonna need to do. Do we want to do 2 to make that come out? Yes, we're gonna have to. Man, I wish I'd made this just 1 wider. If I'd made this whole thing 1 wider, this would have worked ever so much better. But we were just using what we had with the power line coming in there. I mean, I suppose we could have moved the power line over 1, but I'm not going to move all that stuff at this late date. Just building this has made it a little bit more difficult. Ladders would make this ever so much easier. Okay, I don't want to kind of run into this space here, because that is our... Although we could move back 1 with all of these things starting from this point over. So maybe our wall is just going to be a path that comes through here. Because I don't know how else we can. And then if we just had... Yes, that'll work. That'll work. If we come out... If we come out like this... that's 1... I actually need to come out there. All right, so we're gonna make life exceedingly difficult for a moment and make them go all the way around, because the corner of our building actually needs to be right here. Sorry, bit of a coughing jag there. All right, so let's see here. We need to come across like this. That will make this side and this side look the same. And then what did I just put there? A 4? Does that get us? Yes, right there. But she says we also want to be able let's put a staircase back in here for these poor beavers. I'm actually looking at it. Since this would be underneath the building, this staircase could go back in there. Oh wait, no. We didn't have a staircase there for a reason. It's okay. It's absolutely okay. And I didn't downplay this. Let's take that. All right. So that will let us run our pathing along underneath of here. Right? But we're still gonna need an exterior staircase. So how the heck are we gonna do this? Because of needing to get to this level. So maybe all right. I'm thinking out loud here. So if we do that, then we do that. That will give us the option to get up to this level. Boosh, boosh. All the way across there. Okay. That makes some sense to me. We need to get our like wall in here. Okay, I'm not minding that. I'm not minding that at all. Then if we've got boosh. We need to pull that back one other. Oopsies. Then if we've got our... I am no Zedek here, people. I'm figuring out this the best I can. That still leaves us with a gap in the middle. And this whole thing needs to come down one. I kind of don't want that visible on this wall though. So we're gonna play loosey-goosey with this. Right, and we're gonna put the boosh boosh. Then we're gonna come back in here. We need a... Aw, man. Oh, man. Oh, they're swimming in the water to get that. We have to come up one more. Oh, bother. All right, so if we come up to... We're gonna have to revamp that whole back wall now. Boosh. Boosh. Oh, I don't really like that. I don't really like that at all. You can see on that side, but not on this side. I guess this whole wall over here is completely different anyways. This whole section needs to come up one. So this all has to come out. That right there. And then we can put in a row of levees there. Right? And then we can do the roof again. We need a row of levees here. And a row of levees here. And then we're 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Oh, our roof is going to be uneven. Let's see here. Yep. I can count some days. All right. Okay. Okay. Oh, drought approaching. And time. That is where we're going to leave it for today. Yes, I know. We started a project. We started a project at like the last moment. This does seem to be working. It is now at the correct height. Putting this at 4.5. So 1.45, that is perfect. 4.5 is like enough water to keep that going without wasting too much water. So I think that's a good thing. We do need to do something for these poor beavers to like give them some cover. But that's gonna have to be in the next episode. So I'm liking what we accomplished today. The zipline network is nice. It's making it so much easier for them to zip about, get things completed faster, get materials from one side to the other. And this I'm gonna have to come back to this because I'm not 100% certain that I like this, but it does give us a good solid start to what I was thinking. I think I want to get in here and get this metal out of here though, and do some deepening, maybe, to make sure that we kind of can keep up with water supply over in this district. All right, so that's where we're going to leave things for today. This power is connected. Zip lines are done, and we started on the fun stuff. All right, so I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching as always. Bye-bye.